Hey, Chef Billy Parisi here with Heinen's Grocery Stores. Thanks so much for stopping in today. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to grill steaks and show you some foolproof ways to make sure it doesn't stick, the flames don't go crazy through those grill grates, and you end up with delicious, juicy, perfectly cooked. Obviously, when it comes to cooking steak, you have to figure out what the right cut for you is. There's filet mignon, sirloin, ribeye, flank, skirt, a myriad of other cuts that are always readily available at your local Heinen's grocery stores. For me, I am a New York strip kind of guy, perfectly lean, lots of good marbling on there for some fat and for some flavor, so that's exactly what I'm gonna use here. Whenever you put protein on a grill, doesn't matter if it's chicken, pork, or fish, or even beef, it's going to wanna stick to that grill. So to help alleviate some of that, we're gonna add a little bit of oil to it. Now using a brush and some oil, simply brush each side of the steak until it's completely coated. If you don't have a brush, no problem. What I like to do is put a little bit of olive oil on a plate and simply coat each side of that steak just to make sure there's enough oil on there so that it doesn't stick on the grill. Then of course, season it with salt and pepper. You know when you season, be about a foot away from what you're seasoning so every square centimeter is perfectly coated in salt and pepper and every bite is delicious. Now for the grill. You always want to make sure you're cooking on a very hot grill, in between 450 and 550 degrees. It doesn't matter if you're using gas, charcoal, or even wood. A lot of the same things still apply. For me, I like to have a hot side of the grill, just so the other side is a little bit cooler, so if I need to move some things around, I know that they're not gonna get overly cooked on that cooler side of the grill. When it comes to using charcoal, the same exact thing. I start with sort of a nucleus, a sort of hot spot in the corner, and I spread the coals out throughout the grill so that I have cooler temperatures on the other side. And then of course, make sure your grill is clean. If for some reason you don't have a grill brush, here's a really easy tweak you could do. Go ahead and crumble up some foil and go back and forth on that grill. It will clean it up just as good. A nice little hack there for you. So what we're gonna do now is after your grill has been heating for about 10 to 15 minutes, you're right around that 450 to 550 degree mark, we're gonna add our steak right down. Now let me stop and say this. Even though we've got a nice coat of oil on there, it's going to wanna stick. And people get really nervous and wanna flip things back and forth all the time. You have to have patience when it comes to grilling. And in fact, what I like to do is probably do 6 to 7 minutes on one side and maybe only 2 to 3 minutes on the other side so that it doesn't stick and it's cooked perfectly inside. So for cooking for that amount of time, that's gonna be a perfect medium rare for this 12-ounce New York strip. And then here's another thing, and it's a huge misconception. You have to have perfect grill marks for this thing to be grilled. In no way, shape, or form is that true. What you're trying to do is cook over the open flame so that you get a nice little char until your steak is perfectly cooked internally. Grill marks don't mean anything other than grill marks, and it's only cosmetic. You get that beautiful char on the outside and it's cooked perfectly in the inside. That is a winner, my friends. So don't worry if the grill marks are not perfect. It's all about that light char. And just in case you have a charcoal grill and flames are shooting through everywhere, a quick little trick I've learned is to put some ice cubes wherever the flames are shooting through so that it slowly tones down those hot grill points and stops the flames from shooting through so rapidly. Now the reason I do this is because some people use a spray bottle, but I feel like that creates big sort of smoke clouds, and I don't like that. This sort of tones them down very gently. It's a really foolproof way to make sure your steak doesn't get overly charred and burnt. So once they are done, let's go ahead and take them off the grill. And what you want to do is rest them. Let them sit for 3 to 4 minutes. Let all those wonderful juices soak back into the steak, making it super tender and amazingly delicious. Once that's done, you can serve it as is, but for me, I'm just gonna slice one of these, show how beautiful it is, and at the end, I usually like to put a little herb butter on there, and boom, it is finished. Such a great, fantastic method to cooking steak, one of my all-time favorites. You can definitely do this, and I hope you have the confidence in your kitchen, and especially on your grill, to get perfectly grilled steak every single time. We'll see you soon.